We're here for another episode of Force to Win podcast, man. It's your boy Frank Nino. Got my homegirl Leticia. Got Brillo in the building.
What up? What's up, y'all?
Finally get up on my guy.
My dog. What's up, family?
Tell him off camera.
How you doing?
He's the third hardest to get in touch with. You know. He made it happen, though.
You already know.
I respect it 100%.
Definitely.
Anybody that give us their time, you gotta respect it, man.
Appreciate it.
This podcast game is not easy. Being an artist isn't easy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a lot of door closed on you, a lot of hurry up and waits, and a lot of button press thrown on you. You know.
Nah, I appreciate y'all patience,
get back
though.
to you. Some people don't. You know?
Nah, I appreciate y'all patience, though. You know I was.
No doubt. I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I appreciate it, though.
Being this year, I have a thick skin regardless.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own things going on, their own life. You can't take things personal.
Can't take nothing personal.
Yeah, you can't take nothing personal. You might have to get the fuck out the game.
Yeah.
Personal, man.
Yeah.
It's too much. There's a million rappers, a million.
That's a fact.
500,000 producers and.
That's a fact.
Million record labels, everybody trying to do something, man. Everybody trying to force to win, man. So, if you don't align in their plans or their time at the time you're trying to do something and you get the straight bang on, niggas ain't answering your calls or whatever, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Just have that thick skin and remember to force to win at all times. Stay consistent, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Be patient.
That's
when it's your time, it's your time. And you hot like fish grease, the tables will turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Niggas be like, can I get on your podcast?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I need that verse. You got that verse 2 years. You got that verse 6 months ago. All of a sudden now you see you hit with Swizz Beatz now. Now you want to hit my jack? I don't know about you, sir. That's how I act. I don't know about Brillo. I'm speaking for me. Don't think I'm speaking for my guy Brillo.
Yeah.
What's good, Brillo, man? What's poppin', man? What's going on?
Man, we just out here forcing to win, man. That's it, man. Just working hard. Gearing up for 2024.
Yeah.
Okay. You're just right around the corner.
Yeah, it's a few days away.
24 right now. Fuck that.
Yeah, a few days away. You might as well say we already
in.
in.
We in 2024, man.
Yeah.
So you've been forcing to win for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start rapping and why did you start rapping?
I probably started rapping. I was rapping when I was a teenager for sure. Probably about 17. I probably started taking it more so serious. But I was always trying to rap even when I was young, 9 years old and shit like that. So probably 17 I started taking it serious. But by the time I started taking it serious, I ended up going to jail. So, but I say 17 I started really writing and running around in ciphers and stuff like that. Probably a little younger than 17, probably 16 or whatever, because I was running around Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Yonkers, Connecticut, just everywhere rapping. So probably around that time, between 16 and 17 I started really writing and getting serious.
So the people who don't know, you was born in Yonkers, you stayed into a teen, then you came to Connecticut. So what age did you actually come to Connecticut?
I think I came to Connecticut when I was 14.
Oh, 14.
When I was 14 years old.
You went to middle school in Yonkers?
Yeah, I went to Burroughs in Yonkers. And when I came to Connecticut, I went to Wilbur-Cross, which is also a middle school. You know what I mean? So I went to Wilbur-Cross on the north end in Bridgeport. So yeah.
How was that transition for you, man, when you from Yonkers to Bridgeport?
It was it wasn't that bad because my mother didn't just choose Connecticut for us to come to. Her sister was out here, my grandfather was out here, so some summers we used to come up here. Yeah. So I was kind of familiar with I got cousins and everything that stayed out here, that was from out here, so I was kind of familiar with certain spots, but living out here was just a little different, but I adapted kind of fast. You know what I mean? My cousins, their friends became my friends, and then I just had my own friends, had my own crowd real fast. So it wasn't that bad at all. It's really no difference, really.
Were you still going back and forth?
Yeah, I still go back and forth now.
Okay.
Yeah.
An hour away.
Yeah, it's only an hour away, right there, boom. My cousins and my father, everybody, everybody's still out there, so, I go back and forth.
Okay.
For sure.
So what happened at 16, 17 that made you want to start taking it seriously?
like I just wanted to be the best. I used to hear people like rapping or whatever, and I used to be like, you know, like he ain't that good or whatever. And you know, I used to see the reaction that people used to get that wasn't that good. So I used to just start writing. I was always like, I always stayed to myself, so that was like kind of like a thing that I did too. Like I used to write a lot, like, you know what I mean? I had my little friends and my cousins or whatever, but like they might be outside in the park and I'll be in the house writing a rhyme or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and then when I started getting older and the ciphers and everything, you don't want to go outside sounding crazy, so I started taking it serious, like, you know what I mean?
He was battling in doing ciphers.
Battling ciphers, everything.
You took an L?
No, I never took an L.
I
never took an L. I never took an L.
Come on, man.
Who was the first person you battled?
Did you get a tie?
No, I never even got a tie. I used to be going crazy,
so
man. For a young boy, I used to be clearing shit.
You forced to win it for real.
I used to be clearing shit. I'm telling you, man. Like I used to be clearing shit.
Nothing.
And this is when everybody was running around, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's DVD era.
Yeah, man. Like everybody was running around, like the Rex and the Moots, the fucking Dragon, like all the Rough Riders, Infrared, Bath Gates.
Yeah.
My man Shells. Like a lot of people, yeah, that was my man.
He was signed up Andrew Martinez, right?
Yeah, he was signing J Records. He was signing J Records, like, you know what I mean? So
you battled him?
Yeah. I used to stay at Shell's crib like on the weekends and shit. He actually got me better. He was one of the people that got me better because he was signed to J Records already, and he used to write like crazy, always writing. We'd be walking, he'd be writing. So he's like one of the people that got me better too. Like got me focused on like writing and shit.
Right.
My man Shell.
Ciphers and never losing battles.
Yeah. And then you know Kiss too, when I was, you know, seeing him or whatever, because they were, you know, we X, everybody's from like right there, like, you know what I mean? I'm from School Street, X is from School Street. I moved to Riverdale, but it's all right there, like, you know what I mean? You just see everybody kissing them out there. You know, they just sit in front of the store.
This is before the locks. This is before the Bad Boy deal. No, you talking about?
Yeah, like that was before that. Like that was before that. Probably like when they probably just got the Bad Boy deal. Like they still be out there though. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But they used to really be out there, and like, you know what I mean? You could just see them all the time. X2, like, you know what I mean? So I remember Kiss gave me this CD with like, it was like 10 instrumentals on it, and he was like, yo, he was like, right. He was like, right, and he was like, always read. And he was like, instead of saying, I forgot exactly what he was saying, but basically he was saying, instead of saying yellow, say lemon. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of saying like whatever, like it was like, you know what I mean? He was just like basically like advance your vocabulary. Basically, like, you know what I mean? So that was one of the tips that I got from him and shit. And I just started writing, man, and just.
Aren't you guys related?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
What kind of cousin? Like, you know, we have grow up families like fake cousins, is real cousins.
Nah, that's my blood.
Like, you know,
first cousin, second cousin, third cousin.
Yeah, it's my second. Well, my grandmother and his grandmother are sisters.
Okay.
So it's like that, like, you know what I mean. Okay. So he's my older cousin, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's my older cousin, but I used to, you know what I mean. I grew up right there, like, stayed in that house, like, you know what I mean. Everything, like, you know what I mean, like, you know.
Or I had to be a big inspiration watching him come up.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't, but you know, by me, you know, I used to stay at his crib and shit, like, you know what I mean, not live there.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know what I mean, like my aunt, like, you know what I mean, my aunt is his mom, so like, I've stayed the night over there. Me, my cousin Ray, you know what I mean, he'll be coming in like late, in and out or whatever, but I didn't even realize, like, you know what I'm saying, that he was who he was, like, you know, because I was younger, like, you know what I mean. But when I started realizing it, yeah, hell yeah, that was an inspiration, because he was right there, and I realized, like, yo, I could do it too. Like, he was like right there, you know what I mean.
That's dope.
He's like right there, like, you know what I mean. So it was just like, I was like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean. I didn't even realize who the fuck he was. I was like, oh shit. Like,
what age did you realize? Like, he's like, oh, this nigga's going crazy. He's really outside.
The fucking the Money, Power, Respect, when they did that, because they did that in Yonkers, and that was like a big thing, like him, X, and all them, like they shut the shit. So I realized, like, oh shit, Jason rap, like, you know what I mean. My older cousin used to be like, you know, Jason rap or whatever, but me and my cousin Ray was like younger, so we didn't really, like, you know what I mean. He was just the cousin that used to give us money and all the like he used to get all the sneakers though, like. like the Iversons was popping back then. This nigga would get like probably like 100 pair of Iversons delivered to the house. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever partnership that they had or whatever. So we all had all the Iversons and shit like that. So he was like,
you fresh early.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Whatever, like, you know what I mean? Just open the closet, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Be like, get whatever. But, and we was young, so he was just our cousin like that. Like, you know what I mean? The rap shit, I didn't even realize it until the Money, Power, and Respect. Then I was like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? This nigga rap. Yeah.
So that do your mental right there, because you was dibbling dabbling at that time. But
with the rap, yeah. Like, yeah. I was rapping, I was rapping then, though. Because I used to rap to him, and that's how I got the CD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I used to rap to him and shit, so he gave me the CD, and he told me about the, reading or whatever. And, yeah. And then
once you seen that Money, Power, Respect in Yonkers go down, oh, yeah, this is for real.
I know it was for real. Like that, yeah, I know it was for real, because he used to have, like, a fucking, like a truck, like, it was like a Cherokee, one of the old Cherokees or whatever. And I didn't go down the block for like a minute. I got in trouble or whatever. And it's like the next time I seen him, he had a Benz, a CLK. I was like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He like, yo, get in, I'm gonna drop you to the store or whatever. So I knew by then, like, oh shit. Like, yeah, it's lit. You know what I mean?
Damn. So fast forward a little bit, when did you get locked up?
I got locked up when I was 19. So like I told you, like around like 17 or whatever, I started realizing like my name started going places and shit, and I started realizing like, oh shit, like I could rap. But by that time I'm in the streets too. So I'm writing, but I'm only writing like I'm not writing like I should be, because I'm doing that, all this other bullshit or whatever. So by the time I got 19, boom, I get locked up, and I get locked up for 8 years. So that's when the focus really became the music.
Did you do the whole 8 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so you focused while you was in jail. You writing. You come home. What do you do when you come home?
When I come home, because when I went to jail, it was 2004. So 2004, it wasn't no YouTube, it wasn't none of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a DVD era. Nobody was doing none of that shit. So when I come home or whatever, the first thing I do is they telling me about YouTube. Like, people coming to my mother's house to see me and they want to hear me rap. It's the first thing they want to do. So they like, yo, this thing called YouTube. You put your video on it or whatever. And so they tape me. Like, you know what I mean? The first day I was home, boom.
Is that footage still up?
I'm not even sure. It should be. It probably still is. But they taped me or whatever, and the shit went wild. Like, you know what I mean? But I wasn't on YouTube to see it. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, but everybody was telling me like, yo, everybody looking at the shit or whatever. And then I made Instagram. Once I made Instagram, I probably was on Instagram probably like it wasn't even long. And I put up I was rapping, boom, 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 and I put the video up. And the next morning I woke up, D had inboxed me with his number. Just that's how it went, like that.
So you call him, and what happens after you call him?
He came up there. I called him. He came up there that same day. We recorded like 3 joints, and we shot a video. And he was like, yo, I wanna he was like, yo, let's just keep working. He didn't say nothing about signing me and nothing like that. He was just like, yo, let's just keep working. But it's funny because before I went to jail, I met D. D had got into a serious bike accident, like on a 4-wheeler or whatever, and he fucked his legs up and everything. So I'm in Harlem one day, and my man Beazle, which is his man, you know what I mean, I call him old school. His name is Beazle and shit, but him and D is good friends. So we in Harlem, and I'm rapping out there, whatever. That was the thing to do, like rapping in front of the Mart and all that shit in Harlem on 125th. So he calls D. D pull up. D had pins in his legs because he had just basically got out the hospital. So he in the back of this like the turtle vans with the pins in his leg. Like, you know what I mean? So he got me back there. I'm rapping for him for like an hour. And he was like, yo, I want you to come back to the Ruff Ryders studio. It was in Yonkers in the square. So I went down there one time, And then when I came back to Connecticut, I got locked up. So I didn't see D for that whole time. Never talked to him, no nothing. And boom, when I came home and I uploaded the video, he hit me.
So when he hit you up and you met him, did he remember you from you spitting for him the first time?
He remembered it after I told him the story, and then Beazle, the old school dude that introduced me to him. Once he told him and shit, he remembered it. He was like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know what I mean? So it was dope. It was dope because it was like organic. It wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't hitting me because he remembered me. He just was hitting me like, "Yo, let's work." And he wasn't even doing no music thing. He was doing like they was about to do some movie shit. Whatever, like, you know what I mean? The documentaries and all that shit. They was about to do that.
So he sends you the number. He comes and meets with you. He shoots 3 songs. He does 3 songs with you. He shoots a video in one day.
One day.
And said, "I want to work with you." How much longer after that does he say, "I want to sign you"?
Probably like it was fast. It was probably like because he came to see me. We did the 3 songs. We shot the video, and then like right around that time, it was about to be the Ruff Ryder reunion tour. So it was we was probably like 4 or 5 months before that. We working hard. Me and my man Mar, Ace recorded everything I did. My man Mar, he was doing like all the hooks at that time, and we did Find a Way. We did a song called Find a Way. That shit just went crazy, and yeah, like after that he was like, it wasn't even a Ruff Ryder deal. It was a management deal. He wanted I signed a management deal with D, and that's how I went.
So back then, was you working with Ty?
Black, yeah.
Ty Black.
Yeah, Black, Max B manager. Max B
B
manager. Yeah, shout out to Black. Black is another one that he was forcing D, like he wasn't forcing D to call me, but he was like yo, boom, he showed D, like, cause D a little older, so he was showing D like, yo, look at, you know what I mean, he was showing them the internet, like showing them Instagram, and like, yo, showing them me, like showing them Brillo, and boom. And that's another way that D hit me too. Yeah, shout out to Black too, for sure.
Oh my God, Black, yeah. Because I met you 5 years ago.
Yeah, through Black, I forgot, yeah. You know, Black know everybody.
You know.
So what is Brillo? What does your name mean?
Brillo, I got Brillo. See, you know, everybody had another rap name before, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, so my rap name before Brillo was Haze. Like Purple Haze, because I used to smoke all the time. Smoke. So they used to call me Haze until the time I went, all the way up to the time I went to jail. So from all the way till I was 19. So when I get to jail and I get sentenced to 8 years, I go where they send me to a level 5. You know what I mean? McDougal. They sent me to a 5, right? You know what I mean? 4 or 5. Level 4. That's a level 4. 4 or 5. So they send me up there. So I'm in a block where it's all people that nobody really coming home. It's like a few scattered that got 8 years like me, or 15 or something like that. But most people not coming home. So I'm on a yard where, like, when we come out, like, people they not really trying to hear no rap. They don't want to hear none of that shit. Like, it's a whole different world in there. It's none of that, like, they don't want to hear that shit, like, you know what I mean? So I came to the yard, but it was like certain little rappers in there that everybody was saying was like, you know, was crazy or whatever. So I came there or whatever, and boom, you know, people knew me, certain people knew me. So I ended up rapping out there or whatever, and this guy named TNT, he had like 32 years or something like that. He from Hartford. And he came to my cell and he was like, yo, man, I don't even listen to that. I don't even, you know what I mean? I got life. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear none of that shit. He was like, but you got a talent. You going home? And I told him, I'm like, yeah, I got 8 years. And he was like, the only thing he was like, what's your name? I was like, Hayes. He was like, he was like, that shit you spitting too hard for Hayes. He was like, so we locked up or whatever. And like 20 minutes later, I remember like it was yesterday, he came pushing a broom by my cell, and he was like, Brillo. And I was like, huh? And he was like, Brillo. He was like, that should be your name. And I was like, Brillo? So I was like, I sat with it or whatever, but I started writing like mixtapes and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Brillo, who's harder than Brillo, shit like that or whatever. But I started saying it in my verses, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll get to a point where I'll be like, Brillo, and it just like caught on in the jails, and it just spread to the street. So my man TNT actually gave me that name.
Do you still keep up with TNT to this day?
TNT home now. I actually did until he got home. Now I don't know where the fuck he at, but he in Hartford though. But yeah, hell yeah.
That's my man. No, he been in there way before you got in there.
Nah, he was already. By the time I got in there, TNT probably was in there probably like 15 years.
Oh, okay.
From Hartford and shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
What landed you there, man?
What landed me? I had just doing stupid shit. But what landed me there was really a robbery and gun and drugs. So basically, and it happened basically like, you know how when they say you get in trouble, it just boom, back to back. That's how it happened with me. It was like boom, I make one bond, another bond, then it's like boom, I was sitting. So drugs first, then a gun, then a robbery, and it was all back to back within like 4 months. So I was out on like 3 bonds when I got, you know what I mean? Huh? So I was just doing stupid shit. Shit I didn't even have to do, like, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, I was in a good position. My mother and them always looked out for me. I ain't never really, like, you know what I mean? I ain't even really had to do the shit. Like, I just was doing stupid shit.
Do you feel you needed that lesson to humble you?
I needed that lesson because jail is nobody wants to be in jail, and I don't wish that on nobody, but jail, depending on what you do in there, that shit'll make you a man. It'll teach you certain things, like, you know what I mean, and you come home with a different appreciation for life and the people that, you know, that you come across, or family or whatever. Like, so that's what I did when I never looked back. Never got arrested again, none of that, you know what I mean? I came home and got right, like, you know what I'm saying? For real.
So you did a lot of your writing in there. Did you take Jada's advice and read in there as well?
Yeah, I didn't really have no choice, like, because you ain't really got shit else to do. So I was reading, I was writing a lot, and working out, reading, working out, writing a lot though. Just writing crazy, manifesting what actually happened when I came home. Like, God bless K Slay. I had a mixtape, you know what I mean, that I wanted K Slay to host, that I wrote. And when I came home, I got in contact with Slay or whatever, and he was like, niggas don't do mixtapes no more, man. It's a different era right now, or whatever. But that's how me and his relationship got like that, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Word.
Now, did you also meet Fred the Godson?
That was my brother. Yeah, that was my brother. That was my guy. Yeah, hell yeah. Rest in peace. That was the first person in the industry that I did something with when I came home. The first person. My son was sick. I put up a picture of my son, and Fred commented underneath it. And I told him good looking. He DM'd me, and he was like, "Yo," he was like, "You rap?" I seen a post or whatever, and I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo, let's get some work done." Just like that. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, like I said, my son was sick, and then when he started getting better, and I was basically fresh home, so I was trying to find people that do beats and all that. So when I got the beat, Fred had real bad asthma, so he was sick. Like, he was sick prior to him even passing away, like, you know what I mean? So he had real bad asthma. So when I got the beat or whatever, he was in the hospital, like something similar to basically how he passed away. Like, he was already in the hospital. Like, he probably was in the hospital probably like a month when you know what I'm saying, when I first met him. So I got him the beat or whatever, and I went down there. I thought I was going to the studio. I went to his house. You know, we just sat there. We didn't even do the song. We just sat there. He had like a pool table in there, and we sat there. We built for like 8 hours. Just talking. We didn't even do the song, nothing. Like, his wife made lasagna. He's eating. He's in a tank top. He's like, you know what I mean? And we just locked in from there. But yeah, that was my guy for real.
That was my guy as well, man. He definitely one of the guys that looked out.
Hell yeah.
One time I had booked him for a show. He came kind of late. He was like, "Yo, my bad, Frank, man. He just threw me a verse." He just threw me a verse for my man.
Yeah, he good money like that.
Yo, take that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do y'all that solid, man. You know what I'm saying?
Real good hearted. He was kind hearted, man.
He definitely, man.
Kind hearted, man.
He hit me up, man. It was like, yo, man, when he was like, yo, one of the times, man, you coming through one of my times when I was down, you know what I mean? Like, he was coming through, giving me deposits and shit like that. He had me pull up to his house, too. I seen his daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Deposits and shit like that.
I remember, you know what's crazy? I remember one show I remember one thing that y'all did. You had called me for it, too, but I wasn't, matter of fact, I was in Brooklyn. You called me for it. It was on the Eastern and Bridgeport. You brought him, 38 Special.
Oh,
like a cipher in the back.
And Benny the Butcher.
Yeah, Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Yep. That's before. That was before Benny was like on fire or nothing like that.
Damn,
it was way before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, in Bridgeport, in the back. I remember.
Yep.
I remember you called me and I was like, yo, I'm in Brooklyn. You was like, yo, I got Fred. Then Fred hit me too, and I was like, yo, I got something out here. Me and D was out there.
Damn.
Me, D, Ace, everybody, and it was in the back of the thing. I remember.
That would have been crazy. One thing I like what you said earlier in the camera. You know, you say you have both parents. He's out doing a couple things you didn't have to even do it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of, kids in the hood, kids from where we from, you know what I'm saying, get caught up in things they don't need to get caught up in. Do
for nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
For nothing.
But, it takes somebody, somebody gonna watch the interview, you know what I mean, and be like, damn, you might help somebody out with that line because a lot of motherfuckers go to jail, act like that shit is the coolest. They don't admit shit like that. You feel me?
What's crazy?
A lot of these motherfuckers that be out here running around doing all this crazy shit got both parents. They don't need to really be outside doing it like that.
You know what's crazy? Because when I went to jail, and this is like the realest shit that anybody ever said to me, like, and I held on to it still to this day. It was this guy named Bonrad. He was from Hartford too. I was locked up with a lot of Hartford guys. I was in, like I said, McDougal. And he told me, he was like, yo, he said, how much time you got? I told him, I was like, I got 8 years or whatever. And he asked me for what? And I told him, I'm like, drugs, blah, blah. He was like, yo, he was like, you live with your mom? And I was like, I didn't live with my mom, but I always had my mom. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, you know your father and shit? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at him like, hell yeah. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, you selling drugs and shit, you told me, right? I was like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? He was like, what bills you had? And I couldn't answer him. I couldn't fucking answer him. He was like, you see that? He was like, so you ain't really, you didn't have to sell drugs, right? And I was like, looking at him like, oh shit. Like, he was like, you 19 years old, you just turned 19 with 8 years. You ain't have no fucking bills. I was giving my sister probably like $150 or something like a month or whatever. And I didn't even have to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just was like, you know what I mean? You got another chance, but you just threw a huge part of your 20s away for nothing. You know what I mean? And from that day forward, like I was like, I wasn't one of the young kids that was in jail running with the teenagers, wrestling and playing around or whatever. I used to always be with the older guys and like, catching the jewels because it's a lot of, they made the mistake, might have landed them in there for life, but they got a lot of like knowledge and shit that you could learn from, you know what I mean? And they used to tell me shit like shit like that, like what bills you had? Why you rob somebody for? What you get from the robbery? Oh, we ain't get nothing. We had to run away with. Oh, you ain't get nothing? And you got 8 years though.
The real shit,
like stupid shit, and you know what I mean, that I didn't even have to do. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I was spoiled, but I was spoiled. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had everything.
I commend you for,
You know what I mean? It was just stupid. Like,
even say some shit like that. Like, I didn't have to. I just,
Yeah, I didn't even have to.
Like, they paint the store like they had to. Like they from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the bottom. I ain't got my parents there. I had to, eat jelly, syrup sandwiches. And, I had to hustle and pay for,
I had to.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, but don't get it fucked. Some niggas really had to.
Yeah, some niggas really had to, but I just wasn't. I just didn't have to. I had 2 jobs before I went to jail. 100%. I just was just doing stupid shit.
I feel like 70% of motherfuckers didn't have to, man.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z is the lord of the game.
Yeah, and I'm one of
these movies, man.
I'm one of the people in that 70%. That definitely didn't have.
City, you watching all these damn movies, like, yeah, this is what's popping outside today.
I ain't have to.
You know what I'm saying? Call the OGs on the block, but the OGs on the block failed us.
So I know
I
go ahead.
have to, man.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the OGs on the block failed us, and they gave these young boys the packs.
I ain't
someone
have
was the niggas in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
What you gonna say now?
No, I said, so you just said all that. So what advice would you give your younger self?
My younger self? Well, I tell my son is 11. and 6, and I tell them both, like, you know what I mean, like, I just tell them the real, like, you don't have to go out in the streets and do wrong. You know what I mean? You could do right if you want. If you're into guns or whatever like that, you could legally go get a gun. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go. You know what I mean? Go get a license. Go do it that way or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? There's no reason for you to be in the streets if you don't really have to. Like, some people don't have a choice. Some people don't have nowhere to live, like, don't have family or whatever, like, you know what I mean, so they just getting it how they live. But if you have both parents, even if you have one parent, like, you know what I mean, and you don't have no bills, like, think about that. It's like, really, like, kids 17 years old right now that live with their parents, they don't have any bills, and they're going crazy on the internet, trying to hustle, trying to do all this, and you don't really have to. You don't have no, just think about it, you don't have not one fucking bill. Your mother got everything covered. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. You putting pressure on yourself just to try to keep up, or, like, you know, an image, like, you know what I mean.
When it's prepare your life for the next person's life, you need that. So what's the fastest way?
You need that shit, like, you know what I mean. Because when them cell doors close and they like 8 years, 10 years or life or whatever, you gonna realize one day, like, I ain't even have a fucking bill at 17 years old.
What's going on, man?
What am I doing?
The cycle's vicious, I mean? Though. Like, that OGs be feeling this. I'm saying, you got these 14-year-olds running around waiting to get the shit from.
For
real. You feel me?
For real.
Get it from, you feel me?
Yeah.
These niggas, 25, 26 out here running around, they just trying to get their money right. They're like, let me hit this nigga off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put these kids in the wrong direction off rip.
Right.
You feel me? OGs done failed us.
Right.
Well, that's a whole nother damn story, a whole nother subject, man. You know, we're gonna get back to Brillo. What he got going on, man.
Wait, very quick. So you said how old are your sons again?
11 and 6.
Do they listen to your music?
Yeah, like, they listen to like the Find a Ways, and like they listen to the what's the name, but not really. Like, they don't really pay me no mind though. Like, I'm not even gonna front. They'll listen to, like, they'll listen to something on YouTube. They'll pass by it or whatever. But for the most part, they don't pay me no mind. I'm just dad to them. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? They don't pay me no mind. Like, they just really started, like, they'll, like, try to be funny. They'll be like, Brillo or something like that, because they just starting to realize or whatever. But for the most part, they don't pay me no mind. They just want to go jumping or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? They don't give a damn.
Okay.
They don't care.
So, okay, so you said after you met D, it wasn't really a sign to Ruff Ryders. It was a management issue, a management deal at the time, right? Because
at that time, Ruff Ryders was going through different legal matters and everything, so it wasn't really like it wasn't really a label anymore. But DMX, the Locks, and everybody, it's like really like a family though. So you know, it's still there or whatever the case may be. So that's why we did the management deal, and we was going to like the independent route. Once you see D and you see the people that I'm around, you automatically gonna say Ruff Ryders regardless. So you'll hear me saying general over everything or whatever, because that's what we push for distribution, independent, on the independent side. But you gonna always, you know what I mean, see Ruff Ryders. Ruff Ryders is the you know, the head of everything or whatever. Like, you know what I mean. So that's how that went. So, and you know, and from there D introduced me to Swizz, like that. So it went like that.
Swizz, you know, he took a real liking to you, man. You know what I'm saying?
But I didn't meet Swizz, or we probably was working probably like a year before I even met. Well, I'm not even gonna say a year, because the Ruff Ryder reunion tour is when I really started bonding with Swizz, like during the practices, the rehearsals or whatever. So we was doing rehearsals or whatever, and I started really like bonding with Swizz that way, like on a reunion tour. So it happened like D just, you know, he knew I was working with D, but D never forced me on Swizz or whatever. It just happened like that or whatever. Yeah.
So you was on the tour. How did that make you feel?
That was crazy. That was like, because you know, I grew up listening to all of them. Right. I grew up, that's, you know, my era of music. I grew up listening to X, the Locks, Eve, Fat Joe, Remy, who else was on the tour? Man, it was I know I'm missing MOP. I know I'm missing some more people. But yeah, that shit was just like, it was amazing. Just to walk in, what's the Brooklyn shit called? Where they play ball at? Huh? Yeah, the Barclays. Walked in the Barclays center in the back. I had my own dressing room, my face on a joint. That shit was like, it was fire. It was crazy.
That
you know?
He was like, nigga, I made it.
I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I had my mother, my father, you know, and my guys with me. I was like, oh shit. And everybody was there. Everybody you could think of was there. That shit was like a movie. Everybody was there. Everybody. Just walking past the dressing room or coming in, taking pictures and shit. And it was just like all love. Everybody was there. It was like probably like 30,000 people, 40,000 people. Crazy.
How'd you pick what songs to perform in?
Oh, like I said, Find a Way was going crazy around then. So it was like, I was like, all right, how much time we got on there or whatever. Because, you know, it was big dogs on there. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's X. Like, Act Like You're, you know what I mean? The Locks, Eve. You know, they got like 20-minute sets. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just to get, I'm like, yo, let me get like 3 minutes. If we could get 3 minutes on there or whatever. He like, yo, we got it. We got the 3. So I'm like, we going to Find a Way. Off rip. You know what I mean? I'm bringing my man Mar, because Mar is so... His energy is crazy, and the song is going crazy because me and D, we going from club to club to club with that song. So I'm like, we going to Find a Way, and it's universal. Everybody could feel it. It's a dope song. So I was like, all right, we gonna do Find a Way. We rehearsed that shit. We did it. We rocked too. The Barclays, Foxwoods. Like in Connecticut, that shit was fire, bro.
Yeah, you right
Heat,
there,
bro.
You know, you right there.
Heat.
You hit him with the acapella? You hit him with acapella too?
Then
You did, right?
Hell yeah. I hit him, cause I did, like I said, cause I think we had like 3 minutes and 15 seconds or whatever. But I did 2 verses. And then the third, I did an acapella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, D was like, yo, you sure? You know, I went up there. It wasn't no music playing in the back. You know what I mean? None of that shit. Like, I rapped every bar. Like, you know what I'm saying? I rapped every bar. So D like, yo, you sure you wanna? This ain't the clubs, nigga. No 100 people. Whatever. It's gonna be. I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it. And you know what I mean? I did it every show like that. Every show.
With 2 verses in the acapella.
Two, and then the acapella the third.
You change up the acapellas in different shows? Or
Nah, it was the same one. Boom. Just like the old, you ain't nothing changing. Boom, just like that. I got the show formula now. We was everywhere.
You gotta keep that shit tight. Make sure you don't.
Like you gotta keep that shit right.
Ain't no music playing behind you. Ain't none of that.
None of that.
None to help you. Ain't no handicap.
None of that. None of that. We never went out there with music. Never.
How was the crowd's reaction?
It was dope. People were standing up, cheering, especially when we did Foxwood. Barclays was crazy because there was so many people in Barclays, so it was just like I could see people standing up, but it's just like it's different when from the stage when you just see really lights.
Yeah.
But I could see that people were standing up or whatever, and I could see more on a balcony up there. Everybody was standing up. When we did Foxwoods though, it was crazy, crazy. Because, Connecticut was, what I mean, they was there. They was in Brooklyn, too, like, what I mean, a couple people from but when we did Foxwoods, like, everybody was like, oh, shit, Brillo did Barclays. Like, this shit getting for real. Now, everybody in Connecticut was at the Foxwoods, and it was crazy. Crazy.
That's a good feeling right there, man.
Hell yeah, that shit was amazing.
You still smiling like you did it
yesterday. Hell yeah, that shit was. I could see everything, like, you know what I mean. And then X is gone, you know what I mean. Rest in peace. But that's legendary shit, like, you know what I'm saying. Like I did, you know what I mean. Songs with X and just doing that tour shit, like that shit is, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's that motivation, right?
That's crazy, like,
so,
you know what I mean?
Speaking of legendary shit, so you're working with legendary people. You're signed to a legendary group. Do you feel like when you first got signed or you first started working with them, like, oh my gosh, like I got some big shoes to fill?
I never really looked at it like big shoes to fill because under that umbrella is DMX. There's never gonna be another DMX.
Right.
You can't nobody, ain't no filling them shoes. Like, you know what I mean? So I ain't never look at it trying to fill X shoes. The locks are the locks. I never looked at trying to fill none of their shoes. They already cemented like these. So I just knew that I had to, you know, I got to put my own work in and make my own path. Like, so, you know what I mean? And plus, when I talk to D and, you know, Swizz, the conversations is so grounded. It's never like, yo, I need you to try to be better than this person or whatever. It's always, yo, be you. Like, you know what I mean? Do you. So it's all good.
That's what's up. So, what you got next for Brillo, man? I know you got that drink with Swizz. They forgot about the streets.
Forgot about the street. That shout out to Swizz too. That they forgot about the streets. That ended up on The Godfather Harlem season 2. Yeah, we opened up with that joint. Seeing Forrest Whitaker with the music playing in the background, that shit was crazy because when I did that song, when I did Forgot About the Streets, when I wrote that, it was different. It wasn't the verses was different, but the hook was kind of the same. And I sent it to D one night. Me and Ace, it's always just me and Ace in here, like when I'm recording. So we did the joint, and I sent it to D, and he sent it back to me. He was like, yo, what you think about rapping like you Bumpy Johnson? And I was like, what do you mean rapping like I'm Bumpy Johnson? He was like, rapping like you Forrest Whitaker. So I was like, and he was like, let's think outside the box. Let's try to get it on Godfather Harlem. So that's why I forget the verse off the top of my head. I gotta hear it again, but it's like I'm just like slanted eyes or whatever, like, but I'm rapping like I'm him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we did it. Well, I did it, and I sent it to him, and Swizz called me, and he was like, you know, we usually text. He FaceTimed me, and he was like, he had his hoodie on. He's like real crazy, like, you know, he got his wine in his hand, man. He got the joint playing, and he like, yo, this is it right here, or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool, or whatever. Still not knowing what the fuck was about to happen, and the shit landed on there. So we did that, and then from that, he sent me like 9 beats that next morning, and I was like, so fuck it, I did. They Forgot About the Streets. I was like, let me just do a whole tape like They Forgot About the Streets, produced by him. So I wrote, so we did all the songs like probably like 4 days. And I just sent him back, boom, 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 and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like, you know, because I did every beat he sent me, I sent him a song back. Boom, I call Ace. I'm like, "Yo, Swizz sent the 9 joints. It's lit.
Let's lock in."
Yeah, he always like Ace is always like, "Yo, let's get it, like, you know what I mean?" Always. So that's why every time you see me, you see Ace. Anytime I'm doing something, you're gonna see Ace because he's like, you know what I mean? It's like if I call him, it's going down. Like,
how long you guys been working with each other?
Ace since I came home. So I've been working with Ace for a minute. Like, I've been home like 10 years or something like that. So I've been working with Ace since I used to call Ace. I used to call him, and I used to record with different people or whatever. Like probably like 2 different people before Ace, but I was just trying to find somewhere where I was comfortable at. So Ace had the spot on the East End where you brung Fred and him at. Fred, Benny the Butcher, and all that. That was like Ace had a spot in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I started going over there, and I was just comfortable over there, and I liked how he was recording, how fast he was, and how clear it was, and I just stuck with him. Once you stick, you know what I mean? Because I already had it in my mind, like, I know to get the train moving, you need certain pieces, like, you know what I mean? And I knew he was like a key piece. So when we just locked in, like, you know what I mean, outside of music. And
was he at that same studio when I first met you? Remember I first met you at the other studio?
Yeah.
It was at that time. Remember D, he brought Carly Red through?
Yep. Ace was there. Ace was there. He talking about Just Right. Ace was there.
Oh, was that? Okay.
That was his shit. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That was Ace. Yeah. Every time you know, because anytime I started moving around with the music and like connected with people, he was always there. Because like I said, like once I locked in with him, it was just like, you know, we just kept going.
Yeah. That was a dope time because D really supports you. Because the first time I did meet you, we did that little small interview right there. You had D right there. You feel me? He was proud.
D would be right. D would be right here, right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would be right here, right now. He just getting out the hospital with his some leg shit or whatever. But he'll be right here, right now. Like, that's my guy.
Fuck with you for real.
Hell yeah.
You know.
You gonna always see D. You gonna always see Ace. Like, you know what I'm saying? Out of everybody. Like, when you first start off with shit, you might see 1 million people. You know what I mean? But when it gets down to the nitty gritty, it's only gonna be a handful. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
You know. So I don't know if you could talk about it, but when we first came in, you were saying how your song was gonna get placed on the movie.
Yeah. I just did a song with Tranisha, with my girl Tranisha or whatever. She's a dope singer. And my man Black De Niro from Philly, he does a lot of like Tubi movies and different things or whatever. But yeah, he called me and I sent him a few joints, and that was one of them that he picked. And the movie is dope. We was on FaceTime the other day. He was showing me the scenes and everything on it or whatever. So it's gonna be dope. It's gonna drop top of 2024. Dope though. So you know that's gonna be off the Hypothermia. That's the tape that we about to put out right now, top of the year too. So that's on there. So
you got joints from Swizz on that one too?
I think I got like. Do I got joints with Swizz on that one? I think I got. I don't know if I'm gonna. I still got probably like 4 joints with Swizz that I could put on there, but I don't know if I'm gonna pick them for that one. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be sure because you know he's big, so I'd be saving them for certain things or whatever. But my man Diddy, he did most of the beats on this one. Like, you know what I mean? He's one of the producers that I started with too. Like, you know what I mean? That's always in pocket. I could call him right now, and this one text he'll send 13 beats. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? He's one of them type of dudes. So yeah, he's always like that or whatever. So shout out to my man Diddy or whatever. But he did most of this joint because we were supposed to. He did Find a Way that got me, you know what I mean, next to D or whatever. So I always keep him around. He's a machine. So he did a lot of the joints on there. So yeah,
we got our joint coming. You know,
yeah, hell yeah. It took me a minute to get right, but I got it right.
You know, let's say you got to have patience.
I got right.
You got right. You know what I'm saying? Bless you, boy. You know,
I got it right.
2024. You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of hard, you know, being a podcaster. I'm like a part-time producer, and I'm a promoter. You know, do a bunch of shows. So for me, it's like promotion, doing shows, and podcasts is like right now. You know, I'm doing both of those simultaneously. The producing thing is, you know, I love it, but shit.
You always working though. You always working, definitely.
I love the producing thing. It's just, you know, man. Yeah, you know, man. Trying to do 3 things at one time, man. That shit don't wear a nigga down. You know
so, but 2024, we're gonna put out Hypothermia, the top of the year. I did everything by myself. I always do all the writing or whatever, but I stayed away from the features on this one. But you know, the next joint I'm gonna add people or whatever. But for this one, I stayed away from the features. Just to start off the year like that, because you know what I mean, I work with like a lot of people already. A lot of people that I wanted to. Everybody that I wanted to work with, I work with. Like, you know what I mean. When I first and I'm not gonna say everybody that I wanted to work with, because there's still artists that I wanted to work with, but like the people that I dreamed about working with, I did. Like X, The Locks, Beanie Siegel, Uncle Murda, ARAB, Cassidy, Dragon. A lot of people, man. I met Fred the Godson. So I was like, yo, you know, because I record so much that I have songs with, like, you know what I mean, I got songs with a lot of people, but then I have a lot of songs by myself. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick to me this one on this Hypothermia joint, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Give me one person you haven't worked with that you want to work with. Mills.
Millie from Boston.
Oh, Millie's.
Oh, Millie's.
Millie's.
Okay.
Millie.
Okay, Millie's.
Millie, I like him. I just didn't get around up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like him.
24.
I'll Be Out too.
Okay, I'll Be Out too.
I'll Be Out probably like number one right now.
Shout out, I'll Be Out.
Shout out,
Yeah, I want to fuck with. I like him because he don't do a lot of features. I just like his whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His whole
I think you go with OT the Real too, though. OT the Real.
Oh yeah, OT my man. You know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy? Because OT, before OT even went crazy, I still got the, you know what I mean, my DM. He hit me like, yo, he wanted to do some shit or whatever. But you know how I am. You know, I'll be like, yeah, my heart be there to do it, but I just be doing so much other shit, just like probably he do, like, you know what I mean? But we chat back and forth every now and then and shit, but I got it. But OT definitely, hell yeah, OT nice. I like OT.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
So,
I like OT. Shout out to OT.
How are you with features? Like if somebody just like some regular Joe Smoke wanted to do a feature with you, wanted to pay you, are you willing to do it, or are you picky on who you do your features with?
I'm like with the features I'll do it, like, but I'm not gonna say I used to be like yo, I gotta like it, but that was hurting me too because I ain't like a lot of shit, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't like a lot of shit, so it was kind of hurting me too, like, you know what I mean? So I learned, because I'm like, you know what I mean, I could rap. I don't give a fuck what type of rap you talking about. I could write it, like, you know what I mean? I don't care if you want to talk about gospel, you want to talk about the heater over there, the camera, whatever you want to do, like, I could write to it. So I was like, you know what, like, fuck it, like, you know what I mean, I'll do it, like, you know what I'm saying? But just not anything though. It gotta be like
something in your pocket.
Yeah, it's not even more so the pocket thing, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, yeah, you're gonna do the pocket thing, but at the same time, it's like it has to, like, what are you trying to do with the song, like, at the same time? Because I'm a brand too, like, so what are you trying to do? Like, are you just trying to make this song just for this or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Because I learned from D and Swizz and them, like, you know what I mean, like, certain shit is like, no, like, you know what I mean, like, you just wasting your time. Why are you doing that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you if you're not promoting yourself, if you ain't trying to, like, you know what I mean, like, what
the brand like that,
yeah, like, you, and then what irks me is like when people hit me for features or whatever, and because, you know, I gotta hit Ace, I'm like, yo, boom, I gotta, you know, he's doing other shit or whatever, like, you know what I mean? So if you hit me for a feature, like, this is what irks me, like, you send me a YouTube beat. Like, what are you trying to do with it? Like, what could we do with that?
Right.
Say we make something crazy off the YouTube beat or whatever, we're gonna get sued. So you try to so what are you, like, you know what I mean? That shows me there, like, you don't really have no direction, or what you hit me with a YouTube beat. Like, I agree to do the feature, all right, let's do it, and you send me a damn Lil Wayne beat. It's gonna get flagged soon as we, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? It don't make no sense. So I just be like, with the features, as long as it makes sense, and, you know what I mean, yeah, we could do it.
So, do you help promote, like, when they finally get it together? And
Hell yeah.
You help promote it, video and all that stuff. Okay.
You gotta post it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
You gotta feel it though. You said.
I gotta feel it though, like, you know what I'm saying? But if I, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna just, like, whatever we agree to with the feature, whatever, like, of course I'm gonna post it, like, you know what I mean? That's, you gotta post the shit, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't just, especially nowadays, it's not even about more so doing a feature, it's more so about, you know, posting it, like, you know, people want to go on your page or whatever. I got 40,000 plus followers or whatever. Of course you want to go on, you know what I mean? I want you to, you know what I mean? I get offended if I do something with somebody and they don't post the shit, like, you know what I mean? Nigga, post it, like, you know what I mean? I need them followers, I need them eyes, like, so of course, hell yeah.
Right. All right, so a couple of questions.
Right.
For the ladies out there, married, single, complicated?
Married.
Okay, so he's off limits, ladies.
Yeah. Married, man.
Stern.
Pet peeve.
Pet peeve. When people send me YouTube beats. It pisses me off because sometimes I don't be hearing everything. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I watched a Lil Wayne interview, and I used to really think that, like, I used to think I was like bugged out, and they asked him, like, you know, they was asking him big artists, and he didn't know who the fuck nobody was. And that's how I am, like, you know what I mean? I don't be knowing who nobody is. Ace would tell me, like, yo, he'll play some shit, like, say we going to ride out to do something, whatever, we ride into a show, ride it anywhere. Like, he'll be playing shit I never heard before. He'd be like, yo, this is, thinking, like, you think you don't know who this is, man? Like, this is this person or whatever. I'll be like, oh, all right. And then I'll go home and listen, and then I, like, you know what I mean? I don't be knowing. So yeah, I'll be in my own zone. So sometimes you'll send me a beat or whatever, and I won't even know it's a fucking YouTube beat. I might pull it up, and he'd be like, oh, that's this beat or whatever. I'm like, what the and then, why would you pay me to do that? So I'll do it or whatever because you pay me, but I'll be like, you know what I mean?
You about to lose your money.
Yeah, like, so yeah, that's a pet peeve, YouTube beat.
So when you're riding around, besides yourself, who are you listening to?
Shit, when I'm riding around, I'm never listening to me.
No?
I'm never listening to me.
Oh, thank God. I hate
I'm
that. I can't say that. I take that back.
I'm never listening to me.
But I can't stand rappers that just listen to themselves. You ask them who you listen to. Me?
I never listen to me at all. I never ever listen to me. I never listen to me.
So who were you listening to?
Only time I'll listen to, I never listen to me. I never listen to me. I only listen.
Listening to was you playing back your music in the studio?
When I'm playing back the music, because we record so much, it's just like sometimes I'll be like, you know what I mean, and then I'm writing it. I'm in here recording with him. Like, I record kind of fast, but I'm still not a 5-minute process. Like, you know what I mean. So I'm going over the shit or whatever. By the time I finish it, I'm just like, I'm listening to R&B like 24/7. Old shit, like, 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, I'm not probably even further than that because my aunts and them, like it's like a lot of soul in my family. So I'm listening to shit like that. I'm listening to motherfucking all type of old school shit like Zane, shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit you'll never think I'll be listening to. I'm listening to that. Like, you know what I mean? Ed Sheeran. Shit like that, like, you know what I mean?
Not Ed Sheeran. No.
Good Life, that's my shit. This is gonna be a good life.
So I haven't asked this question in a while, so I'm gonna ask you 3 of them. Since you just said R&B, your top 5 R&B artists.
My top 5 R&B artists. Damn.
Artists or groups.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Jodeci. I'm gonna go with Usher.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Mary J. Blige. I'm gonna go with. So I got Mary J. Blige. I got Usher.
Jodeci.
And I got Jodeci. Who's another one that I go to the most? I fuck with you said the best though. R. Kelly.
Okay.
Kel's definitely R. Kelly. And shit, I'm gonna throw Chris Brown in there, man.
Okay. Top 5 rappers, dead or alive.
Top 5 rappers. X, and I'm not just saying that because X is gone now. I'm saying it because I watched X become X, like from a young kid. Like, you know what I mean? I used to walk down a block and he used to be writing on a crate with a dog next to him and a fucking and a black radio. Like, you know what I mean? So I was definitely X. Jay-Z. This ain't in no particular order, like, but X, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is crazy.
2 more.
Definitely Kiss.
Okay.
Kiss. And you said dead.
Drum rolls, please. Let's go. Who's the last one?
I'm gonna say I be listening to different shit. I'm gonna say, because there's so many. 5 is hard for me to squeeze 5 in there. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like, you know what I mean. Like Pac and Big is like a given to me now. Like when you say top 5, it's like you cheating yourself. Once you say Pac and Big, you got 3 left. We know Pac and Big is Pac and Big. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say for the last one, I'm not even gonna.
Okay,
front.
so take Pac and Big out. So you don't even got to put Pac and Big. They're already number 1.
Yeah, they're already like, you know what I'm saying. So I would say X, Jay-Z, Kiss, Big Pun.
Okay.
Cause I fuck with Pun heavy. Yeah, definitely Big Pun. Lil Wayne.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Last one, groups. Top 5 groups.
What, rap?
Rap groups.
Top 5. The Lox. That's off rip.
Wu-Tang gotta be in there.
Wu-Tang definitely in there. That was coming. That was definitely coming. The Lox, Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep.
Okay.
MOP.
Okay.
Cause I love their loyalty. And my niggas, man. Griselda, man.
Okay.
Them boys. Yeah.
All right.
Conway. The Machine. Benny the Butcher. Conway. That's my man. I gotta get Conway 2024. We're gonna put that in the air.
Yeah.
Speak that.
Put that one in the air. Yeah. I met Swizz introduced me to Conway. So, you know.
Yeah.
Might try to, you know.
That's gonna go down.
Yeah, you know, I got something in the cut with Swizz that, you know, Conway sound good on. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that in 2024.
Oh yeah, I'm putting that out there, Conway.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your take on the New England music scene right now? What's your opinion on the new, you know what I'm saying?
What, the rappers out here?
Pros and cons. The New England music scene.
I think it's dope, man. I like it. Like, give me some give me some names. Like,
I'm just talking about the whole structure of the, you know, this is the music scene here, period. I'm not talking about particular rappers or anything.
I only know, like the structure is, you know, I think Connecticut and New England, I think it's just like, you know, I think it's cool. I think people starting to like. I think people are starting to realize that, you know, with unity, it'll move forward a little bit more. Like, you know what I mean? I think at one point everybody was kind of like standoffish with each other. Like, you know what I mean? Then some people mess with each other or whatever. But I think now people starting to realize that, you know, it take a little unity, like, you know what I mean, to make it happen or whatever. But yeah, it's dope, man.
It's dope, you know.
It's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dope. It's you know, it's definitely better than before. You know, you got people like you, of course, is doing their thing. You know?
Yeah. There's a couple people doing it.
Shout out to everybody throughout the whole New England is doing their thing. They have too many names. I'm gonna miss.
It's a lot of names. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't want to. That's why I said give me a name. Like, you know what I'm saying? I try to set Frank up because if I say it, it look like I'm hating. Like, nigga, you forgot something or whatever. But I really don't be. You know what I mean? It's certain people that, of course, I know their names or whatever, but I really don't be like in tune with everybody music. I be trying to just, you know.
What do you think is holding New England back to reaching that next level, to being like a, you know, maybe like an upstate or
probably like the unity,
probably like the unity,
or like the
South, or like, you know,
probably like the unity, because that's one thing about Connecticut, and like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like, you know what I mean, oh, he rap, or like, you know what I mean, people. You know, people be like kind of like standoffish or whatever. They got their crew, you got your crew or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
So unity.
Yeah.
What about, you think, radio play? You know,
I'm not even really the radio
platforms to get on to, you know, get these rappers to another level. You know.
Definitely. You definitely need radio. Like, you know what I'm saying. But like, you know, shout out to Buck. Shout out to you know, the whole 93.7. They pretty much good, like, you know what I'm saying, like, if you know, they're not assholes. It's not hard to get the radio play, you know what I'm saying, but it's just like about making the right songs, like, you know what I mean. I just hate, like, and I'm not even gonna just say it's New England or Connecticut or whatever. I just hate that people want to sound like whatever trend it is, they just want to sound like that, and that's what I don't like, you know what I mean. That's why I just, you know, but like I said, it's a worldwide thing, and it's not just New England.
I feel you. Like, as New England, though, you know, I think we do need more structure as far as like platforms, like how we got a platform. We still building ours, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, building it. Bars on I-95.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like there's no run. Like a New England run. Like when you come here, if you get on Force Event Podcast, you get on Bars on 95, you get on
Franchise Report.
Franchise Report. You get on Jamming on 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's enough. Like you go to NY, there's a whole bunch of
you gotta move out.
Yeah,
but that's true, like, because most of like the business and everything is handled like in New York. Like it's not in Connecticut. Like you know what I mean? When I'm meeting with D or whatever, like it's not like we're meeting up here, like like we're in New York. Like it's gonna be like in New York somewhere.
So definitely, if you're from New England, you gotta get in that third land hit.
Hell yeah,
you gotta be out there.
You gotta be
2-3 times a week. Mingling.
Even when you hit Shade 45, like everything is out there. Like you know what I'm saying? The fucking DJ Cell, Flex, everything is out there. The major.
Exactly. So that's why I think New England is lacking. We don't even have infrastructures to build up people to compete against
the buildings and everything. Like you know what I mean? Offices, everything is in New York.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
I feel like we need some more. Definitely need some more bigger platforms out here, and I think, like you said, Unity will help that out, support them. You feel me? I feel like once people leave from New England, they go to the other platforms out there. They're not even trying to come back really to the platforms out here.
Back,
But you got to give them. It's a two-way street. We got to give them something to come back to. You don't, because like you said, it's your brand, so you don't want to switch yourself with some bullshit that's not really moving.
Even with the Force to Win, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all doing great, you know what I mean? That's why I definitely, I couldn't wait to do this joint. Like, for real. Yeah, y'all doing a good job, both of y'all. Even the cameraman. It's like, this reminds me of the...
Lavish Lou.
Yeah, Lavish Lou. You know what I mean? He's on point. This reminds me really like Bars on I-95, like how it started. Like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know AB or none of them. Like, shout out to them. But Ace introduced me to them. You know what I mean? And when we first started, it was like in the back of it was like in his shed. You know what I mean? He had a table just like this, and a joint just like this, the cameras just like this, and I was probably like, if I wasn't the first, I probably was like the first out of the first 10 or 5 people to do that shit, like, you know what I mean? And it just, it shot up there, and it's gonna be the same thing with this.
He came at a good time during the pandemic too. Before the pandemic, when everybody was on the internet, that was major. The timing was major for that.
It's gonna be the same thing. It's just all timing, like you just said. Timing. It's gonna be the same thing with this, though. Same thing with this.
He said, like Ace said, means I stay consistent.
Just consistency. That's it.
Out. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to distribute your. That's even with music too. Like artists gotta understand how to distribute your music.
What platforms are going on?
How to actually get all your money from the song that you're even putting out. People don't know about Sound Exchange. They don't know about, you feel me? Song Trust, you know what I'm saying? Media Base, you know what I'm saying? They don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff you guys signed up for.
People be lost. Like, even, I was speaking to my man the other day and shit. He younger than me or whatever. He's 18. I'm not gonna say his name or whatever, but he was like, he putting music out or whatever. It's all off of YouTube beats or whatever and shit. Like, so he like, how I'm gonna how I start getting money? Like, cause he's younger, so he got that younger crowd, the big following, but he doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, you gotta stop doing the YouTube beats because you're gonna get flagged. Second of all, you gotta, get TuneCore, DistroKid, something, hook it up. You need a bank account. You know what I'm saying? Hook your card up to this, and you know what I mean? You start getting paid like that. Like, you get 30,000 views and all this shit, like, you know what I mean? Organically, and it's not like you buying them. Just because you in high school and shit, you in that crowd, like, you know what I mean? Making that type of music, you getting the views or whatever, but none of it is original. So, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't, like you said, they don't know, like, you know what I mean? You hook a bank card up to this and you can get paid like that or whatever, like, they don't, but people don't be knowing.
There are little steps, man, you gotta do to get paid. Man.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, for sure.
Whatever you do, make sure you do that research, man. Do your due diligence, man.
Yeah.
Stay consistent. Don't be lazy. Read a book. Get on the internet. Go to Google. A lot of questions that you have, you can just ask Google.
Right.
Lead you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And close mouth don't get fed. You see somebody in your hood doing something, try it out, man. A lot of people do be hating, try to block, but you'd be surprised. Some people do want to help.
For sure.
Close mouth don't get fed. Don't be afraid that somebody tell you no. You know what I'm saying? Cause they gonna tell your ass no.
Forced to win. Call him again. Call him again.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta force that win, man.
All right, so we down to our last 2 questions. Unless you have any other questions.
I let my man Brillo live. You know, we stay for hours, man.
We rolling.
Here you go.
So my last question to you is mental health. What does that mean to you, and how do you cope with your mental health on a daily basis?
Shit, mental health means everything to me, because if your mental health is not right, you're not gonna be right. So it's good to take a little 15-20 minutes out for yourself, or whatever the case may be, like, you know what I mean, just to make sure that you're right. Like for females, for you it might be nail time or lash time or whatever, but it's good to take that time, and definitely always focus on your mental health, for real. You have to take that serious, you know.
What do you do? Is music?
Me, not even just music, like my chill time is like really like chilling with my sons, or my daughter, or whatever the case may be. It's always something like with me, with family, like, you know what I mean. Probably, you know, in the basement real quick, smoke something, you know, away from shoot upstairs and mess with my kids or whatever. But that's like my highlights of my days, like messing with my sons and my daughter, and you know, like, yeah, that's my thing, like, you know what I mean. Going to get a haircut or something, like, you know what I mean. Messing with beats, or probably, like, you know, in a group chat, making everybody in my family laugh or something like that. Like, you know what I mean. I'm at that point in my life. I'm just cooling, like, you know what I mean, cruising,
taking a day by day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, hit you with the last question, man.
What's up?
You need a force to win story, man. When was your back against the wall?
My back.
You had to really, you know, step up and, like, you know, force that win. Like,
force the win.
This, man. Y'all ain't gonna stop me. I got to do this. I got to really come through and do this, man. I ain't.
All right, so I give you a story. I give you one. The night I did Funk Master Flex.
Okay.
All right, so boom. So I'm the type of I'm the type of rapper. You pull up any, I don't give, like, whatever with me, you're not gonna hear the same rhyme. I don't do that, like, you know what I'm saying. It's just something with me that I just can't do it, like, you know what I mean. I can't be on Self and do a rhyme and then go to DJ Clue and do a rhyme. I can't do that, like, you know what I mean. So I had just did K Slay, I did DJ Clue, I did DJ Self. I couldn't get in contact with Flex. D couldn't get in contact with Flex. Well, he was in contact with him, but he was doing so much shit or whatever. So we waiting for Flex or whatever. But at the same time, I'm not waiting for Flex. I'm doing other shit too, like, you know what I mean? So out of nowhere, D calls me. He like, yo, Flex said tonight, 6 o'clock. I'm like, damn, like, you know, with Self and all them, I know, like, a week or like a few days before, whatever, this nigga said tonight. And the type of person I am, I'm like, I'm not saying nothing that I rapped already. So I'm like, so I'm trying to figure out the beat now or whatever. I'm like, man, fuck it, like, whatever, you know what I mean. Now I learn how to write to whatever beat I write to. I learned how to put it to whatever beat. So I'm like, I don't know what beat I'm gonna do, but I already know I'm writing to it. So I know it's dangerous to do that, because that's a big platform, and plus I'm just writing the shit and trying to memorize it. So he calls me like, yo, Flex at 6 o'clock tonight. It's like fucking like 2 o'clock. I'm like, oh man, but I can't say nothing. It's, you know what I mean? He like, man, D like, man, pick one of you got a million rhymes, nigga, take one. I'm like, man, nah, because I done said this rhyme somewhere or whatever, like, you know what I mean? That's just, I can't do that. That's one of my pet peeves.
In the clip?
I can't do it. I was like, nah, I can't do it. But this is Flex.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I gotta rap. Like, this is Flex. So the whole time we going down, you know, it's like an hour and something change ride down there, whatever. I'm writing shit on my phone. Boom, 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 boom. I'm writing on my phone. I'm forcing to win. I'm like, I'm doing this shit like boom, 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 boom. I got most of the shit in my head. I'm like, I'm good. At least I could get like probably like 40 out, and then I could flip to something else or whatever. I go in the building. I see Banks, Lloyd Banks. He coming out, boom. He dapped me. What up, Brillo? We talking and shit. D introducing me or whatever. I'm talking to him so much that I forget the damn verse out of my head. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm just writing it.
Yeah.
I'm forcing to win. Flex coming to what's the name? He coming in. He like, yo, y'all ready? D like, you ready? I'm like, give me 2 minutes. So I'm in my phone. I'm trying to memorize it now. It's coming back. Boom. I get on there, whatever, and I do my thing. But I that's one of the freestyles that I look at. I'll be like, I could tell when, you know what I mean? From me looking at it, I'm like, I just wrote it. Man, I could have did so much better, but I forced myself to do that. But at the same time, I was like, it put my back against the wall, like, you know what I mean? You was asking, because I just had did it, like, you know what I mean? I just had did it, so yeah, that was one of the times or whatever. But that was one of the times I was not uncomfortable, but I was more so like frustrated, like, you know what I mean? Like the selves, you pull them up, I'm relaxed. You know, the flow is there. Flex, I'm like, like, you know what I mean? More so mad that I ain't have enough time. Like, you know what I mean?
You had to be there by 6.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It was just like that. Like, I was like, damn. Like, you know what I mean?
Pressure's on.
Yeah, that was one of the times.
You got the W.
Yeah, that was one of the times.
Through with it.
Yeah. But when I do Flex again.
One take? One take, too.
So?
One take too, and he asked me. He was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah." I one took it. He was like, "You don't want to do it?" I'm like, "Nah, I wanted to have that old feel, like, you know what I mean, like when somebody say freestyle, like, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I wanted that. I could have did it until I got it clean all the way through, but I kind of wanted the moment when I watched it back. I was like, it's straight. You know what I mean? But I know I could have did a million times better than that, like, you know what I mean. Everything after that, I destroyed.
Went back up there after.
Nah, I did Flex once. Yeah, I'm gonna do them again. Soon. Pause. Do them again 2024 though.
Well, appreciate you tonight. Definitely appreciate
y'all. I had a good time, man.
A good talk right there. Good convo, man. Learned a lot.
Yeah,
watching, learned a lot.
For sure.
Shit, it's so it's a lot more. I'm probably gonna get in the car and be like, oh shit, we ain't even talk about this or whatever. But you know,
I'm pretty sure Frank had 50 more questions.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did.
We outside right now, late night forcing this win, man.
It's 1:37 in the morning, 1:38 in the morning, and we out here.
This win, man.
Yeah, but shout out to we done.
Shout out.
I want to shout out my man. You know, I want to shout out to General D. Shout out Ace. You know what I mean? Swizz. My man Diddy. Yeah, that's the gang right there, man.
Okay.
For real.
Shout out to them, man.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Lavish Life. You know what I mean? Sam's behind that camera.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's all I'm shout out right now. Before the win, we got to go.
Shout out my sons, my daughter, my wife, the real gang. You know what I mean? Yeah. And shout out to y'all for having me. I really appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.
For real.